Hey, I hope you guys are doing so well. I just wanted to reach out to you once again to give you a little market update on your neighborhood, Cliffabee Leas. Guys, I say it every time. I love living in that community. It was a short-lived experience, but one of my better home ownership experiences. So there's no wonder why it's such a desirable community. Right now, guys, you have got two properties on the market. That's a rarity in Cliffabee Leas at the same time. At least it's been that way for the past couple of years. Right now, you have got 77 Angus Run. And man, this is a beautiful property. This home corners the woods, so you've got a lot of privacy on the back. Interior, a lot of upgrades have been made by the Burbanks. You guys know them as your neighbors. They're amazing human beings. Now, the other property over here, 56 Angus Run. That home has changed ownership several times since it's been built. It's the largest home in the community. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, study, formal dining room. These properties are certainly making Cliffabee Leas look good. Guys, now I want to run through a little bit of data with you here. I know it ain't thrilling data, but it's still data that you need to know just in case you're thinking about selling or buying for that matter in the next 6 months. Guys, the market, it ain't good. It's one of the worst markets that I've seen in the past, 20 years, 30 years. But it doesn't mean that people can't still win. So I want to share some information with you that will definitely prove useful if you think about selling. All right, first and foremost, I want to talk about the negotiation rate. Everybody associates recessions with depreciation or people negotiating heavily. That's not always the case. If you think about the last dozen recessions or so we've had, there were only 2, maybe 3 of those recessions where real estate depreciated in value. And the worst being those 17, 18 months we saw in 8, 9, and 10. We didn't really recover from that until around 2014. So this information does track back to 2015 as early as January. And right now in Seneca, single-family homes that have been previously owned, the sellers are negotiating on average to 96.9% of their listing price or their last listed price. So roughly 3% off ask. As an example, if you've got a $500,000 home and you are negotiating 3%, then you're probably, by the law of averages, going to end up negotiating about $15,000 off your ask. That's just what the market's doing right now. The lowest point that we've seen in the past 10 years was February of 2020. That was right when the pandemic was kicking off. It was also 2 months before we experienced the horrible tornadoes here. So 92.6%. That means sellers were negotiating nearly 7.5% off their last listed price. That's a horrible haircut. Now, let's talk about the high points. May 2022, the anomaly year, the unicorn year, the era of the post-pandemic where everybody was buying everything because interest rates were silly low. The average in Seneca for single-family homes was 101% of the list price. That means on average, sellers were getting more than what they were asking for. We're not in that market anymore. The next data point that I want to share with you is super important. This is the month's supply of homes for sale. The closer that you get to 6 months of supply, the closer you get to a buyer's market. What does that mean? A buyer's market means that buyers are calling the shots. There are way more homes for sale than there are active buyers out there looking. So with that said, you want to make sure that you don't find yourself listing in a buyer's market. Right now in Seneca, single-family homes that have been previously owned, the month supply is 4.4 months. Guys, that means that if no more homes came on the market and serious buyers were buying, we would only have 4.5 months of supply left. Now, as you get closer to 6, again, that pivots and then buyers call the shots. Now, the last time we were that high was June of 2015. Following the big bank short that we had in 8, 9, and 10, that horrible recession, again, we didn't rebound until 2014, so that's not long after that. Really good information for you guys to know. Next is days on the market. If you're thinking about selling, how long do you anticipate it to take on average? Well, most recently, the last data point says 74 days. But if you go back to the previous month, it was 100 days. So that's a big jump because the month before that, it was 55 days. So how do we go from 55 to 100 back down to 74? Well, that has a lot to do with the listings that are coming onto the market. Now, mind you, we're not getting a ton of listings. Listings are accumulating because there aren't any new buyers out there. So when you're looking at new listings, when you're in December of 2024, we had one of the all-time lows of 15 homes listed in all of Seneca, previously owned single-family homes. Right now, in March, it's been a pretty hyper month for listings. I've picked up several myself. We are at 51. April, that data hasn't come out yet. But in March, we had 51 listings hit the market. That's a high that we have not seen since May of 2022, and that was 68. So that's a good sign, guys, giving us some hope. Now we just got to start pulling for the buyers. Guys, I know this information isn't exciting. I get it. But if you're thinking about selling, if you're thinking about buying, this is really important information. If you want to have a curated discussion about your specific property, you can give me a call. My number's on the card, or just text me, whatever you want to do. 864-280-6726. I'm Robert Whitesides with the Real Estate Go-To Group, brokered by AGR. Hope to hear from you guys soon. See ya.